18,000 people have HIV in Philadelphia. Over 40,000 people have HIV either in North Carolina or South Carolina. I'm not sure. It's one or the other. I'm not sure. But I just recently saw a video of a girl saying that it was recorded to have, I believe, over 200,000 people had HIV in Texas. And the girl was saying like it was an event, a big event that happened. A lot of shit was going on. A lot of people got tested after that event. And 200,000, they recorded 200,000 people. 200,000 people. I just keep on saying it because my brain keeps on getting.
You know what? I've always been an advocate for withholding yourself or not putting yourself in certain environments because it's normalized not to have protection in a lot of these different places. We've spent so much time talking about Planned Parenthood and having children out of wedlock, which is a very important thing. Like, I'm not going to discount that at all. I think that people need to stop having children that can't afford them. People need to stop having children out of wedlock. People have to be a lot more careful of who it is that they choose to have children with. And then we also have to be very, very mindful of the cost it takes to raise a child. More importantly, we know that people regularly look at having abortions as a form of contraception. I don't agree with it whatsoever, but maybe that's just the conservative side in me. But the other part of the conversation that we don't talk about is the fact that most men that I know, and I've said this pretty often, they'll tell you that women do not even require for them to wear protection when they decide to bust it down for a real one. That's just real. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Very rarely, and men say this all the time, will a woman require for you to pull out some form of protection before she open up her legs to you. We have this super promiscuous culture that people just feel comfortable busting it down for the people, and I don't know where they got this from. I don't know if they ever had any home training. When we was coming up, we had to take sex ed classes where they showed you the most egregious things at the time. And I know that they remixed it and they renamed it and they changed it from STDs to STIs and all of that. But HIV, when I was coming up, I'll also tell you that Magic Johnson's story was very much a dire one. So much so to where we was cool with him getting kicked out of the NBA because we couldn't imagine any player saying, "Yeah, I was cool with checking Magic Johnson," and then he, you know what I'm saying, got cut, and we still wanted to check him. Nah, it just wasn't cool. It wasn't normalized, and I don't know if y'all seen that Magic Johnson continues to walk around as healthy as ever, but people are just saying, "Oh, let's just take prep, let's just do this, let's just do that," but they don't even protect themselves by reserving themselves because they're so overly freaked out that they gotta go ahead and bust it down for a real one, and then you wind up catching a hive, and they ain't even tripping about it because they'll just say, "Well, I can just take medication, and I'm cool like Magic Johnson." It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The fact that they have, and I've largely known, like I've done the research. I'm gonna do a little bit more deeper of a dive on another video that I seen that a woman actually did the research. She did the legwork, so we don't have to do it. So we're gonna give her credit. We're gonna give this woman credit inside of the description of the video to make sure that we always acknowledge the content creators because we never want to miss out on showing love to them. It's the right thing to do. But at the same time, to think about Philly, I've never even seen Philly on the list. I've always heard of Atlanta, and I've read articles of Atlanta rivaling that of a third world country as far as their inability to protect themselves and the women that's in the clinics. I've heard of Houston. I know she mentioned Texas, but I've heard of Houston. A lot of that is the people over from Louisiana, people over from Atlanta. A lot of them migrated over to Houston, and now they just spreading it amongst each other and they giving it to each other. I've even heard of a couple of other cities here and there, but I've never actually heard of Philly. Philly, I only heard of it being a Fenty capital. You know what I'm saying? They be leaned over in the street like that and stuff like that. I haven't heard of Philly, but I guess that anywhere that there's a large concentration of people of the urban community, I don't know why, it's almost like we cursed. You know what I'm saying? Like God took his hands off of us and was like, you know what? The culture can just do whatever it is that it's wanted to do. And it didn't just go a little bit and went all the way and it just said, you know what? But I know that they're going to develop a pill for me one day so that I could live as long as possible with the disease, not prevent myself from getting it in the first place. And I just couldn't, bro. I've never been the type of person to put myself in that position. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, Anton, you've been married for 20 decades or something. It's only been two. Anton, you've been married for 2 decades. She was 20 in your early 20s, 22 years old and all of that. And I'm 43, now. And this upcoming month, it'll be 21 years. And, you think you better than everybody else because you ain't got no kids out of wedlock. Well, there's a demographic of people that I think that I've made better choices than. Now, if you want to take that and be insecure about it, then there's nothing that I could do about that. But my point is that why would I give another person power over my life all because I had no dick discipline and no ability to control myself? I can't take it. And now people are saying, well, we need to, man, y'all ain't checking each other's my charts. Do we need to check each other's my charts? Nobody is checking each other's my charts. Nobody is requiring for anybody to check each other's my charts. If you go over to Florida in Miami, if you go over to Atlanta and you hanging out at night and she down to go home, I seen a video of a girl and it had music to it or whatever, and it wasn't a long clip, so it wasn't nothing to review. But I seen a video of a girl, and she was like showing herself getting out of the club, and she was saying at like 17 or 11 or something like that, guys was trying to all take her home that night and stuff like that. And it's like, think about it. And she was saying that she was HIV positive. She even have multiple different things on her story that talks about how she got it and who gave it to her and what her situation was. And she out there and she looked pretty, it ain't no big deal when she's just talking about how everybody want to take her home. I've had multiple people, including one girl that was super pretty. I had initially did a review video of her, and then we kind of connected online, and so she came on a platform to talk about her experience in getting HIV and getting contracted. Um, Super pretty girl, and a lot of y'all, I think y'all probably remember it. I did a whole live stream; it was booming. And she was just talking about how she got HIV, and then we wound up doing a part two, and then her man came on, and the guy she got HIV from, he passed away. Huge person that was a part of like the MAGA movement, Make America Great Again, and all of that stuff, right? Didn't want to disclose his status, wound up passing away from the disease and all of that stuff. The girl that he gave it to, which they're alleging that it's a whole bunch of girls that he gave it to, obviously all contracted it, and she wound up moving on. And so another guy, and she was one of the good ones because she was open with it, not only online, but the people that she wound up interacting with. And guess what? The guys never turned her down. They still busted out. Even though they were negative, they didn't have it, they still rock with her. So much so to her, one of the guys wound up marrying her and having a child with her. Now, I know that there are advanced drugs and medicines that then prevent you and all of that. But see, I'm the type of person, if I know it, first of all, I'm going to protect myself from it. Secondly, I'm not even going to engage. And third, you telling me you got it, and I have all these other options out here of women that don't have it, and I'm still going to choose you? You know how wild that sounds? And they going. They going, all they see is a pretty face and a slim waist. They don't see anything but that. And I don't know if it's just desperation. I don't know if it's demonic. I don't know if it's a Diddy spirit in the air. I don't know what it is, but people are going and they are willing to risk it all to get engaged with women and engage with women. And they still look at that as a badge of honor. Yes, my player got some new level up points. I don't look at it that way, and this is why I say that the culture, and I know it's not just black people, it's happening all over, but it's affecting the black community the worst. It is perpetuated by black culture for us to be overly promiscuous, and this is the way in which you get punished because now everybody is walking away from with the disease. Bruh, you ain't got to worry about the vaccine. You got the hive. The vaccine is the least of your worries. Let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life.